Okay, welcome back, mind shifters. Welcome back to a new trading week. This is Jeff here with FXMindshift, and this is your Sunday weekly review. So, looking at the calendar, you can see that we have a bunch of red folders this week that we're going to need to watch out for. Also, keep in mind that this is the end of September, and we're going into a new month, right? So we're starting the month of October here. Month ending and month beginning, there's always a chance of, manipulation happening, right? So we just have to watch out for some of that. That's probably going to be occurring. And the news is certainly going to help to facilitate that as well. So things to consider. The start of the week, we have Monday, a couple of folders here. One all-day folder for Euro, German preliminary CPI. And then we have a USD folder in the New York session, 1:55 p.m. Fed Chair Powell's speech. I would say that this is probably going to be the more potent folder. However, at 1:55 p.m., generally I'm not looking for trades, during that time of day. So if you are trading, if you're in a trade and you're holding that might be, something to consider. You might not want to hold through the end of the session. And for this one here, because it's an all-day folder, right, there's no time associated with when, we're expecting this to kind of give us some sort of volatility. But because it's a Euro folder, okay, you're probably going to be, wager this is going to affect you more in the London session than later in the day. All right. Tuesday, we've got a couple of things here. We've got Euro core CPI flash estimate. That's at 5 a.m., right? So until the end of London session there. And then at 10 a.m. USD New York session, we have ISM manufacturing PMI and JOLTS job openings. Between the two of those, I'd say that the New York session is probably going to be more significant. It's going to carry more weight in terms of volatility. So if you're trading in the New York session, just be careful. Watch out at the 10 a.m. Marker. If you're in a trade, you want to be careful with these coming out. Wednesday looks like we've just got the the normal ADP non-farm employment change, right? That's not the actual non-farm. That's going to be on Friday, okay? But we have the preliminary folder. I don't think that this is probably going to do too much, but just something to consider at 8:15. Thursday, we've got a German bank holiday for Euro, so we might see some, quieter activity in the London session. But in the New York session, we picked up here with the unemployment claims and then the final services PMI, ISM services PMI folders from 8:30, 9:45, and 10 o'clock, right? And then, of course, Friday, because it's the first Friday of the week and also the month, we have NFP, right? And then the average hourly earnings and the unemployment rate that goes with it. So certainly NFP is going to, cap off the week, with a bang. We would expect a lot of volatility from NFP. So leading up to that, just some things to consider. All right. So let's take a look at our charts. We're going to go over to the monthly chart for DXY. And take a look at the top-down perspective. We're certainly, hasn't changed a whole lot, but we can see that price has, moved down a bunch since, the consolidation here. And obviously our expectation is still that price is going to come down and take out this low here below the $100 mark. Okay, and that still is the plan to see that happen. Probably, hopefully by the end of the year, we'll see that. These are monthly candles, remember, so each candle represents a full month, of price action. So getting down to here may take a couple of months, right? And that, leads us right into the end of the year, end of the quarter, and that might be where, that actually ends up happening. So, in between, in the interim, we're still going to be expecting the bearish, order flow to continue, and that, price will continue to go down there. As we approach this low, though, there certainly is, a chance for that to consolidate and to kind of, hold. So if we go to the weekly and take a look, right, we can see that price is kind of slowing down here, right? We have a little bit of consolidation happening, as we are nearing this and approaching this weekly low. So if we drop to the weekly here, that's still our target, right? Underneath that $100 mark here, trading below that level, taking that liquidity, that's still the target. But we can see that as we're approaching that level, we are seeing a little bit of, slowdown happening. So if we go down to the daily chart and we take a look at what's happening with the daily, I kind of mentioned this last week, but we saw the daily low here being traded through, and we hadn't seen price actually, break through with a candle body. This right here gave us a pretty strong reaction. The next move down below that, we can see is just wicks, right? Taking out the equal lows below there. So there's going to be a retracement back into this range. I don't know how far up, but I'm going to be expecting price to retrace back into this range. And I'd like to see price maybe come back and take some of these highs here before continuing down again. So I'm going to be expecting something like this, right? Or even further up, if we can take out the entire high of that structure, trade back into the imbalance here, back into this OB. That would be better if we could do that, right? That would be the expectation. However, we are through the level here. We did get a break below, right? So it's certainly, plausible that we can see that this is going to be the high that's holding, right? And we see that price holds maybe like from here and then continues down after that. So we'll see how far of retracement we get. But initially at the week, the start of the week, I'm going to be expecting price to pull back up into this range here for DXY. We've got some 4-hour liquidity here and here, okay, and I may be seeing that this might be the swing high, like I said. Okay, that's possibly going to be the case, but I'd like to see price come up and take out some of this internal liquidity before moving down again. And I'd like to see retracement at the start of the week to help us do that. Okay, so that is going to be what I want the dollar to do. If we go over to EU, right, and the monthly chart, we can see that we have pretty much the same monthly outlook, right? Still from this consolidation, this bullish push through the internal high. The next high over here coincides with what we're looking on the dollar, taking out that low over there to the left. And this is just above the 112.70 or 80 mark here. So we'll look at 113 big figure as the next reasonable target to the upside, right? And then taking out that structure and then trading up, obviously higher up in this range. If we go to the weekly, and we take a look at the weekly structure, we can see that we have broken above this internal high and still looking to take out this high over here. So that's the same target that we're looking at, 112.80 and beyond, 113 big figure. Okay, and we can see that the reaction from this weekly OB here has given us that push, and not quite a candle body break here, but we do have price pulling up above that high there. So if we go to the daily and we take a look, same kind of consolidation that we're seeing from the dollar, right, at the lows. So again, we have traded above with a wick, okay, and we've traded back into the range. So I expect price to drop first, right, and make a run for the lows down here. Maybe another run at the daily OB at the bottom here, right? If we can take out that low, it'd be good as well. But I'm going to be expecting price to retrace lower first, right, before making the run back up eventually, right? So initially at the start of the week, we're going to see, would like to see EU sell off, right? And same goes with GU here as well, right? So monthly outlook, we have same idea, right? We've taken out the internal high over here. We traded into the monthly imbalance and the OB, okay? And now just looking for price to run and continue to run up through the equal high structures over here. That's going to take a while. Obviously, I don't expect that to happen this week, but that's going to be the target. And I'd like to see GU continue to be bullish through to the next high that we have up here, which is looks like around 136. Okay, 135, 136 will be the next kind of longer term target here for GU and continue to push up. All right, from a weekly standpoint, we can see it's still very bullish, right? Still continues to be bullish. Price respected the last weekly mitigation zone here, right? And we saw a nice push up in the break of the structure. So the next highs over here, as I said, 136, right, is going to be where we're expecting price to run to next, right? So we'll look for a continuation. The next retracement back into the imbalance of the OB and the next mitigation zone here. Okay, that'll be the expectation, right? Coming back into here. So on the daily, you can see that a little bit better, right back into here. Okay, on this retracement, we've just taken out a significant figure, 134. Okay, so once we take out a key level, we're certainly going to be expecting price to pull back. And so the next zone or area here we're looking for for price to come back into, overlapping with that weekly OB, right? You can see here, but basically we're looking for price to come back to mitigate this swing high back here. So we're going to be looking for price to come back into the zone and then trade back up. Okay, so just like EU at the start of the week, we're going to be expecting GU to sell off, right, and come back into the area here and give us the reaction back up. Okay, if we do continue down from there, and if it does end up being, you know, a major reversal, then we'll see price continue down through to the low here, right? But, you know, we'll take it one step at a time. It's a little bit too early to call that, right? But throughout the week, we'll be looking at and tracking, and we'll see if NFP has anything to do with that as well, right, at the end of the week. But yeah, it's a little bit too early to tell here at the start. So next, we're going to go over to the 4-hour, okay, and just map this out here. So if we do get price to roll down into this area here, right, then the follow through here on the 4-hour should work out. So we can see that we have a 4-hour change of character. Price has come up. We would expect price to hold that high, but we didn't actually break above it. So we have a liquidity sweep above the high here, and we can see that price is actually holding that zone, right? You can see price after the sweep of the high here, price came back one more time, and then we held the sweep of liquidity, and we have a basically a railroad track, a fast up, fast down movement, right? So we're looking for price to now continue down through to the low here, right? And then looking for the next set of lows as we go down the range, okay? And this is going to be where we expect to run down to, right? But any of those down there certainly could give us a reaction, but the liquidity on the way down is what we're targeting. Okay, so here would be the initial first one, okay, and then the one below that as well. All right, so initial sell-off to start the week here for GU, holding the high. All right, pretty straightforward there for EU and GU. Okay, so next we have gold, and gold has just been on a tear, right? So on a bullish tear going through 2600. It's been fun watching, you know, how bullish gold has been, and it's been equally as entertaining watching all of the traders on social media trying to short this and catch the reversal. So if you have been trying to do that, you know, you've obviously been run through, right? It hasn't been working. And, you know, it just hasn't really been showing signs of, you know, slowing down just yet. We certainly do expect price to pull back, okay? And because it's taken, you know, several key figures and it's at an all-time high, you know, we would expect price to roll back a bit, but it just hasn't been slowing down. It hasn't really been showing any signs, at least not on the higher time frames, of reversal. But we can, you know, watch this week. Maybe NFP will have a hand in that, you know, and that's possible. But if you look at the monthly and the weeklies, you can see that, you know, it's really just been bullish all the way through, right? The last weekly OB here, we didn't even get a retracement into that, right? We saw price come back in about to here, back to the 25.50, and then we saw another, you know, push off, and it's just been going up ever since. So on the daily chart, we can see that we do have a swing high forming, right? We have a 3-bar swing in place, not confirmed, of course, because we still need to see price break below the low from Friday to confirm that. But that may be potentially a swing high this week that we'll see, you know, gold kind of sell off from. And if we do sell off, then, you know, obviously we're still bullish. Structure is still bullish. So, you know, trading back into here would be ideal, and then seeing price continue to push from there to see if we get a new high, or if we do get the reversal and we get the failure swing and then the move down, right? So those are some scenarios we can potentially watch for here on gold. But initially, what I'd like to see is for the swing high here to hold, and then the initial retrace back into the imbalance in the OB here, right? On the 4-hour, okay, you can see that we have the 4-hour high, right, and the 4-hour change of character with this big shift, right, that gave us that shift. So this return here, I'd like to see price holding the levels here. We can see the initial, you know, sell-off from here, from this OB. So I'd like to see price kind of hold this one over here. okay, and trading up into this imbalance as we're filling it, right, and then holding this high, and then trading lower. So basically something like this, and then the move down. Okay, back into the area that we're looking for here, the mitigation of the high over here, and this possibly even this wick, okay, but basically coming back into this zone here, and then giving us a reaction. All right, so we'll see if we can get that in the beginning of the week. Obviously, it could still, you know, from here, it could certainly just catapult up from here. Right, but because we got the change of character in the shift, and we were at a key level here, we see some nice rejection points from price. So I'd like to see price actually go a little bit further down into that range. Okay, so that'll be for gold if we can get it. And then, of course, NFP will have something to do with that as well at the end of the week, if it gets there. And then NASDAQ, last but not least, okay, on the monthly, we can see that we've held the monthly OB here, right? But we still have not traded above the last high that we made. Okay, so there's still some hope here that this is going to be our big reversal, but price is still, you know, moving up towards that high. So we're still looking at bullish order flow. Okay, from the weekly also as well. Price has held the low. We can see the retracement also held, and price has gone up. I've been harping about this weekly imbalance here for a long time. It took a long time for us to get there finally, but once we've gotten there, now we have the actual reaction. This is the high where I'd like to see price hold and retrace and give us that reversal. So this is what I want to see. So on the daily, you can see here a little bit more clearly that zone that I've been, you know, looking for price to trade back into, right? Filling the imbalance here and then trading back into the daily OB. Nice reaction as we trade right up into it, right? And then we get that push down. So once again, 3-bar swing, right? 3-bar formation. The next candle has to push below Friday's low here to give us that confirmation. And then I can call that a swing high, and we can see, you know, look for price to continue to trade down from there. From the 4-hour, we can see a very nice shift once we tapped into that zone up there, right? And we had that nice little shift here, but not quite yet a change of character. We'd like to see price trade below this low here, okay, and ultimately below all of this down here, right, to give us that confirmation. But again, from the initial, from Friday's moves here in this little consolidation, because we weren't able to push up and through the highs here, little failure swing action happening here. I want to see price continue down as we start off the week. So, you know, maybe open up with a little retracement back up, but ultimately holding the consolidation here and then seeing just basically price drop down through these lows. Target is going to be down here, right, back into the range, the discount of the range here, and then possibly if we don't, you know, if we're still continuing to be bullish from there, this is likely where we're going to see that reaction happen, right, and that swing low and then the push up from there. All right, so this is basically the breakdown that I'm going to be looking for. Obviously, this is, you know, the start of the week and a weekly overlook, you know, of how I expect things to pan out day by day. You know, if you guys are interested in the day by day analysis, you know, I'd encourage you guys to check out the VIP membership. This is obviously for free members, and if you guys haven't signed up for the free members area, obviously do that first, right? Because you guys will get, you know, these Sunday weekly reviews and analysis, and also the free content, you know, before the guys that see this on YouTube, obviously, right? But if you want, you know, the daily analysis, the day-by-day breakdowns, and the setups, then I encourage you guys to check out the VIP, because that's what we'll do, you know, in the VIP community. Every single day, I'll run down, and I'll go down the lower time frames, you know, break down the trades for you guys, and just basically give you my my insights on what I think is going to be setting up for that, you know, for each day. So for those of you interested in that, you know, definitely check out the VIP. But otherwise, if you have any other questions, you know, anything at all, you guys can message me on Telegram, or you can message me. You can just leave a comment below the video in the members area, in the free members area, and I will get back to you as soon as I can when I see them. All right. Otherwise, you know, hopefully you guys have a great trading week. Remember that we have a lot of things going on here with the end of the month, beginning of new month. We have NFP, you know, lots of things swirling around. So there's going to be bound to be a lot of manipulation happening and you know, chances of getting caught offside. So be careful out there this week. All right, guys, that's going to be the rundown for me. Have a great trading week, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Feel me.